So here we are at the preview of the 2012 Zuma 50F. Just 50 cc's, but it's one of the more powerful 50 cc four-stroke engines you're gonna find out here. And right now we're about to start our scavenger hunt. It's gonna be a hoot. I'm here with MITCH'S, and we're going to tear it up. See you in a bit.
What would happen if you took a handful of moto journalists and told them to hit 10 San Francisco tourist attractions in 5 hours with nothing more than a 50cc scooter and a GPS? Could they do it? Yamaha put us up to the challenge, and I have to admit, both Mitch and I were solid skeptics. Could we keep up in traffic? Could we dodge the hordes of tourists while avoiding getting smashed by a trolley? Could a 50cc scooter even carry us up some of these steep 25 to 30 degree inclines? The picture was not looking pretty. They walked us out to the staging area, and before us stood a fleet of brand new 2012 Yamaha Zuma 50F scooters. You know the Zuma, right? Well, the Zuma with the bug-eyed headlights was first introduced in 2002 and still stands today as one of the toughest looking scooters around. But there was something different about this one. Let's investigate.
I was dreaming all the night before. A breeze was blowing through the bedroom door. The lights were out and the bells began to sound. I started walking through the falling rain. Tried to run but couldn't get away. My eyes were heavy as I wanted to leave my wrist.
The first surprise that hit us was the fact the Zuma was no longer a two-stroke. Yeah, I know, I hear a collective sigh from the tuning audience. That means no more tracking down 70cc bolt-on kits and tuned pipes, and sadly, no more blue smoke, the seductive perfume of the classic scooter aficionado. What we get in exchange is increased fuel economy, longer engine life, and decreased pollution. I could learn to live with the trade-off. And speaking of trade-offs, the Zuma 50F has traded in its old carburetor for a fresh new fuel injection system. There's lots of benefits to a properly programmed fuel injection that can make day-to-day operation easier. Not having to worry if your bike will start when it's cold is a good one. The Zuma's FI system is also largely responsible for the increased fuel efficiency and power. That's how she gets her 132 mile per gallon fuel efficiency rating while still managing to run a quick and solid 42 mile per hour flat surface speed. And that's pretty good for a rev-limited 49cc motor. And after gunning it off the first few stoplights, I began to feel like we could actually make it through this challenge alive. If the Zuma could handle the treacherous turf, that is. So now let's talk about handling. I can't think of a better place to test scooter handling than San Francisco. Riddled with tracks, grates, potholes, and obstacles, these roads test every aspect of handling. Braking on the new Zuma 50F is provided by a rear drum and a huge upgraded front disc, going from a 4.5 inch to a new massive 7-inch disc. When you grab the levers on this baby, it drops anchor. And the contact patch from those fat little 120/90 tires doesn't hurt either. The Zuma's compact size gives it a real edge in California, where we joyfully took advantage of their lane sharing and filtering forward. Another aspect of handling is how easy it is to manhandle. In a pinch, and with the good enough back, you could lift this 205-pound machine up a curb if you had to, and I like that about small bikes. Some other things I love about the new Zuma 50F are the ergonomics and design. Let's take a look at those. At first glance, it might look like nothing's changed. The funny thing is, Yamaha actually went through at least a half dozen major redesign concepts before they settled on something very similar to the tried and true classic Zuma look. But there are some differences. Most notably is the move away from the forward-sloping seat and into a flatter rider and passenger position. I've often wondered what was up with that, with those seats that shove you forward. I guess it's good for a sport bike, but I digress. What I'm trying to say is the seat is much more comfortable. We did a solid 5 hours in one day and never felt like we were getting saddle sores. Bravo, Yamaha, nice change. Another change is the move to clamp on tube-type handlebars, without the plastic shroud covering the bars that allows for much more customization and makes it easier to mount things like, well, a GPS. Well done, Yamaha, well done. The gas tank has been moved from under the seat to below the footrests, giving the new Zuma a lower center of gravity and allowing for lots of under-seat storage. No, really, it's impressive. We're talking 23 liters. That's probably the most storage you're going to find on any scooter in this class. Yamaha has also made an accessory bag that fits perfectly in the space under the seat. There's a bit more storage by your left knee in the form of a cup holder. And between your knees is an accessory that I lightheartedly consider a prerequisite for a scooter, and that's the grocery bag hook. It's got a nice key lock cover mechanism that is magnetically coated to make sure it's your key that uncovers it to start the bike or unlock the seat. Looking at the easy-to-read gauges, we see speedometer, fuel gauge, odometer, as well as coolant warning, turn signal, high beam indicator, and engine trouble warning lights. Our Zuma was also fitted with a Garmin Zumo 220 that kept us San Fran first-timers on track. There's so much more to say about the Zuma 50F, but this is just a preview, and we're already pushing our time. If you like what you've seen so far, then you should really go give one a test ride. The Yamaha Zuma 50F for 2012 comes in 3 popular colors: Alpine White, Team Yamaha Blue, and Raven, with an MSRP of $25.40 and a delivery date of right now. In the end, both Mitch and I were extremely impressed with this scrappy little scoot. The 2012 Zuma 50F would feel right at home on crowded city streets or remote rocky campgrounds. The Zuma is small, easy to handle, and at times it even made us forget that it wasn't the Zuma 125. Thanks Yamaha, we enjoyed the ride and hope that you enjoyed the video. This is Steve and Mitch for the Scooter Scoop saying ciao for now.